I've been allergic to gluten since I was 11. When I got tested, I was the highest you could be. So even the smallest bite would put me in bed for a few days. It's a very common thing, I think, in many places, so I never really thought much of it. It was just normal life, and I honestly didn't really mind. I was kind of afraid to eat gluten anyway, because as a teenager I had eating disorder, and I was really psychologically just afraid of many things revolved around food. So yeah, I had been asked years later if someone wanted to pray that I would receive healing, and to be honest, I thought it sounded crazy and a bit ridiculous. I didn't really believe that that was possible, and I didn't really want healing, to be honest. Because for me, this being allergic to gluten was deeper than just the physical that goes into it. It was more of it stemmed from fear, and my mind was actually what was sick, and the gluten thing was just I feel like a outflow of that. So anyway, they asked me if I wanted prayer, and I kind of told them no. I really thought it sounded ridiculous, and it was a waste of time, and I was more afraid of being healed and eating gluten than I was of not, to be honest. But I saw the faith that this person had, and it was so real, and I saw that there was some level of freedom that I was not experiencing, and there was some level of God that I was not believing. I wasn't really believing He was who He said He was. And so time went on, and God worked this in my heart, and eventually I accepted this person's invitation to get prayed for, but I did not get healed that day, at least not physically, but something in my mind started to heal, and I started getting set free from this eating disorder, and that led to a process of really believing that God is who He said He is, and that today He still heals, and He's still the God who does miracles, and that all we have to do is receive. I wasn't receiving the fullness of who He was. And so I realized this in that failed prayer, so to speak. And then there was at church one day, pastor asked if I wanted prayer again, and I went up, and that was really something changed that day. And then I went through a series with my pastor's wife of deliverance and really repenting of wrong thinking, of fear in my mind, and started changing my ways with this eating thing, and really received. I really wanted to receive what God had for me, and as the fear left and the love replaced it, I was able to receive God's love for me in this way, and God healed me completely. It was like a on-off switch, and yeah, it was amazing. I didn't even realize the extent of how much He healed me until I was asked to share this story, and it came back, the gluten allergy, and I was in bed and in a ton of pain, and I realized wow, God really did heal me. And as I repented again and just got rid of that fear, God filled me back up with His love, and yeah, it just really reminded me that He does heal, and it was a miracle, and yeah, and then I just needed to receive it. So. Yes, it's awesome not having to worry about what to eat, and mostly just my mind being free and just being able to love God in this area and be grateful for food and just blessings in life. Yeah.